who this one was. We hope so, right? A combination of embryo transfer and attentive, informed, loving, and individual care to great cattle who have been selected for genetics equal longer life of their cows and more surplus animals for sale. In fact, you know, their vet, Dr. Schuff, has told many people that should he die and come back a cow, he wants to live at their farm. 35 surplus cows were sold in 2001, and by auction the entire milking herd was sold by Dave in 2005. That averaged over $2,800. Rama called Ed and Barb a sales manager's dream. The top seller was a just fresh 2-year-old Morty from the Laurie sheep family. She happened to go to Aaronwood for 19.5, and that morning I had purchased her dam. And while vacationing in our inn a week later, Ed heard about my purchase and he wanted to know if he could buy half of the mother, and so we did. We became partners on her mother, and she was at Tie Hill and died there a couple of years ago. She was the only one of 94 sheeps ever, Laurie sheeps ever. This 3-year-old made 37,000 pounds of milk as a 3-year-old, 4-7 test, and she now has 2 daughters at Ed's by Pronto. Her daughter, an excellent Durham, is at Chuck Worden's, and she was the reserve champion last year at the Oneida Show, and has gone excellent as a 3-year-old. So that was, he did a nice job, and he bought that cow in 2003 in Waterloo at the 2003 conventions when he bought that Lawson cow. Chuck Worden recalls that when they moved back to New York that he had never met anyone quite like them. In the way in which they made them feel welcome back to New York and back to Oneida County. That stood out in his mind. He said they were simply amazing. He used the word, he said they pitched the breed, they pitched the club, and they pitched the association. Chuck added that in later years the Tylers spent many days prior to the state picnic and sale at their farm offering to help whenever they were needed. And I don't know if I heard the number right or remembered right, but I heard he spent a couple of weeks there daily, so that's tremendous. I'm all finished here. In 2008, the Wardens actually purchased the 60 cows at the Tie Hill farm. And while inspecting the herd, he thought to himself that, you know, I believe about 25% of this 60 cows will score excellent someday. He told me that as of this time, still young cows, that 7 have already scored excellent. The Tylers excelled in another important area, which will have a lot of greater long-term effects, and that is the teaching and the rearing of 2 proud, loving, and achieving children. Shelley is married to Glenn Rather, who is CFO, Chief Financial Officer of the Big Mo Pro, a professional sound production company that works with world-famous musicians in New Jersey, like Aretha Franklin, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I've heard of them. And Alicia Keys. In 1992, Shelley was the New York State Distinguished Member, and now with Elliot 3 and Ethan 3 months, she is a product manager at Brother International. Son Ryan is married to Kimberly, and they have John 8, Mary 7, Joseph 4, and Ann 2, and they're homeschooled. Ryan and his family said to me that they credit a close relationship with the Lord as another reason for their success, and he is a very highly regarded physician in Watertown, New York. I'm going to tell you what happened. When I called Ryan's office the first time, a lady got on the phone and she said, I have to locate him. And in the meantime, we just were there. And she offered this information unsolicited. This would make me as a parent just very prideful. This professional said that she had worked since 1966 with many doctors at the hospital in Watertown. And that he, at his young age, was the best doctor she had ever seen there. Wow. So, you know, she says a few other nice things. I won't repeat them now. But so I believe that really there's a tremendously good reason to cast the award of Master Breeder, retired Master Breeder, on Ed and Barb Tyler. And thank you, family, for your help.
what to say. It's mind-boggling when you look at that list of people, and it's kind of a pretty elite club to be on that same page. Yeah, I think there was probably a couple of things that influenced the way we bred cattle, and one of them is Boonville Fair, because that's where I met my wife, and I was showing horses, she was showing Guernseys, and it took a little while, and we both got on the same page, and yeah, I don't know if you ever been to our farm. We're in an area that's surrounded by houses, and we knew very early on that we weren't going to be able to expand, so we said we're going to try to make what we have better, and that turned out to be a wise decision financially. Breeding Ford type, we were able to merchandise a lot of cattle over the years, and because we were able to keep them hopefully longer, and I thought it seems like we had a lot of repeat business, so I think the people that bought them apparently liked them. I don't know, when I think of master breeder, boy, it's like this Christmas, both my kids, I call them kids, they were all over with 6 grandchildren, 4 of them in diapers. I thought we'd have to bring the spreader to the... by evening, you know, they're all kind of tired, and they sit there all on the couch, and they kind of look like angels at that point. And I know Barb and I looked at each other and said, you know, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have been there. And that's when I kind of thought I was a master breeder. Barb, she let me run with the breeding end, and well, when that calf hit the ground, she took care of it, and then when it started milking, she milked it, and so a lot of people kind of wonder what I did around there, but she really took good care of them, and you know, when we had our last fire back in May, the first one was a no-brainer. I was like, we got to rebuild, we're young. But the second one took a little soul searching, and I guess it's your fault, because we love this organization, and we didn't want to be outsiders, I guess, looking in, and so we built kind of a miniature farm now, but we enjoy, her and I are able to run it together, and we couldn't think of anything else we'd much rather do, and you know, just the friends and that we've met in this organization have been probably the nicest thing about farming. And but would you like to say something? But anyway, thank you from the bottom of our heart.